All right, we are here for episode 9 of season 1 of our first rodeo. And this episode, Tara and we talk just candidly with each other, talk about some life
Mhm.
updates, but then also just a fun conversation about um, things that we've been told about ourselves, the autism, um, all sorts of fun stuff. So I think it's a fun episode. What do you think, Tara?
We laugh a lot. This was, I think, dare I say, my favorite episode we've recorded because we had so much fun. I loved talking about the mom's night out and how we've kind of done that. And I can't believe this is our last episode of season 1.
Yes. Thank you guys for sticking around with us, and we really hope you enjoy this last episode.
So, what did you do this weekend? Or what did you want to tell me about? You said you had something you wanted to tell me about.
Oh my gosh. So you texted me and you were like, "Are you ready?" And I was like, "Almost." Because that was kind of how that text was supposed to come through was almost. Um, so this morning our air condition went out
Stop.
upstairs.
Oh
The
my
only
God.
place that children sleep is upstairs, and the air condition upstairs is out.
When did it go
So
out?
I guess, well, I'm thinking at some point during the night because Channing's been sleeping really good lately and sleeping until like 6 or 7. And
Nice.
I heard him around 4:45, 5 this morning. So I'm thinking truly that the heat,
Ugh.
um, I'm thinking that the heat woke him up.
Yeah. It had
And
to be. It had to be
yeah,
that.
because it said on the monitor in the girls' rooms, it said it was 78.
Oh my God. And then y'all sleep with it on like 65.
Oh, we have Antarctica in our
Yeah.
house. Like, it is so cold. Like, as soon as you walk in, you want a sweatshirt, and anything above 70 is Africa. So,
Well, you know what's so funny is like for daytime, I like the house to be like lukewarm because I don't want to
mhm.
be cold. But at night, it has to be Antarctica.
Yeah.
So, but like your house, it's 24/7, like freezing. I
Yeah.
pack extra sweats
Yeah.
just
You
to
walk
be
in and you
hanging
want a
out in your
sweatshirt
house.
for
Mhm.
sure. But
I
see,
mean,
I
I kinda
love
love
that.
it. Yeah. Just gonna say I kinda love it.
Yeah, I've gotten so used to it that now if I go into someone's house, because 72 is kind of like a normal, temperature for someone's house,
Yeah.
and when I walk in, I'm like, "Why is it
I
so hot
know.
in here?"
Well,
But
and
really,
also
that's not hot.
well, is the AC guy coming? Like, did you get someone to come out, or is it like a wait?
Yeah. So, we have somebody coming out at lunchtime. So, we did luck out with that, but so what I was doing is getting a fan set up in Lainey's room because she'll nap bore that guy comes out,
Oh,
and
yeah.
her room was so hot, so I don't know. It's always something. Like, why can't things just ever go right? Like,
Ye
everything. I was gonna text you and say the AC's out, but I figured I'd surprise you with it on the
Yeah.
podcast.
No. So I'm glad you surprised me because I've been like, okay, I'm gonna go make plans because we're not
I
gonna be recording this podcast."
I know. I figured if I told you that you would spiral and be like, "Okay, we're not doing it."
Yeah, I'd be
I was
like,
like,
"No."
"Nah, I'm about to rally. It's okay." But
We
yeah.
always rally. But it is always
Yeah.
something at your house. Something's always like busted or broken or being renovated.
I know. I mean, the house is old, but like we've renovated it, so it shouldn't be falling apart, but it still is. I don't know. We live there, so that's why.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad the AC guy's coming. And anything else fun happen over the weekend?
Um, Well, today is London's birthday, so she's 4 today, and we had,
Happy
like
birthday.
I know, we had the little yard sign. Have you seen the yard signs that people do?
Yeah, we get those.
Yeah, so I had, the idea on Friday, and they were available, so
Yeah.
I got the yard signs, and, she loved that. She thought that was so cool.
Yeah. I remember the first time I got it for Henry, and he was like, "Oh, this is neat. Now what?" And I'm like, we take your picture. We take your picture."
That's exactly what London was kinda like. She was like, "Okay, now what do we do
Okay.
with them?" And I was
Yeah.
like, "You stand right there in the middle, and we take your picture, and that's it.
And we're off.
That's all." And now we go back inside because it's hot as hell out here.
The
And
things
then
we
wait, it's
do for
hot
the
as hell
moment.
inside. I know,
Yeah.
just for the
Just
freaking picture.
just for the picture. Like for Lainey for the smash cake, And then what I feel like you said something for Channing, like you're doing that's
Well, for Channing,
what
I'm
was
still pissed off because the girl on Etsy that I bought these cookies from, I bought these Peppa Pig cookies from
yeah.
her for that were like going to be custom for him, and they were supposed to have come on the 16th of June. She promised to ship them on June 10th. She They still have not shipped, they still have not arrived, and she's no longer responding to my messages. So, I'm really
Did
annoyed with that.
no. Because here's the thing, we all make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days, but communicate. Communicate. Like
Exactly. I am so annoyed because at first I was like, okay, she went out of town, she forgot, she's gonna get back and she's gonna be like, holy shit, I totally ruined this kid's birthday. That's what I wanted her to feel like.
Yeah, I hope she did.
But then she was just has ghosted me. And she has like thousands of reviews and orders on Etsy, so she's legit, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to, I guess, take it to the Etsy management
Take it
and
to the
figure out.
Etsy police. Because that's not cool. The
No,
ghosting is not cool. It's one thing if you're late. Wait, so we talked about this and getting like a backup for the party. Did you get anything backed up with Peppa on it, like with those little sticks that we found on Amazon?
I didn't, but I ordered, I had overnighted those Sprinkles cupcakes, from that
Mhm.
company. It's called Sprinkles, and, like, they're just full of sprinkles on top of the
Mm.
cupcakes.
Yeah.
And, he loved those. So that took the
Yeah.
place of the Peppa cookies, but if I get home from St. John and the Peppa cookies are melted and disgusting on my porch, I'm gonna be
Oh. Oh,
pissed.
I would take a picture and be like, it's too little, too late.
Yeah,
Jojo.
yeah.
That guy would I would not like
Leave, get out right now.
right now.
It's the
Oh my
end of
god.
you
It's
and me.
all my son wanted was Peppa. All he
That's
wanted
all
was
he
the
wanted.
Peppa cookies.
I know, and I
Ugh.
wanna make her feel bad, but then I'm also like, "Is she okay? Did something happen?"
Yeah,
Now
I
I'm like,
know.
because then I'm like,
Uh-huh.
"This isn't normal, so maybe she's not okay," and then I don't wanna send a really mean message and her be like, "Thanks, I'm dead." You know?
Yeah.
Not her, but
Okay. Jesus.
like, somebody died, and that would really suck, and I would feel like an asshole, but at the same time, just let me know so
Just
that I
communicate that
can
you are no longer here making cookies. Oh, that is not funny. That didn't
and
happen.
and give me my money back, please.
Yeah, please. That was
Please.
expensive for 12 cookies. I
I
couldn't
know.
believe it.
It was almost $200 because I wanted my boo to have his Peppa cupcakes. Nothing but the best for my baby, and they
Nothing but
didn't
the
arrive.
best. No.
But, yeah, did we do anything fun this weekend? I don't think so. We were really just here at our house. My friends came over on Friday evening and brought their kids for a little swim sesh,
Oh,
and that was
good.
fun. Yeah. Channing was trying to push everybody in the pool, but that we made a game out of it. So we
Mhm.
we made
Yeah.
it a thing.
Yeah.
It was fun.
I mean, I guess
Um,
I'll allow you to have other friends other than me since I don't live there. That's
I
okay.
I know. Well, I had to do something since you were all over social media Friday evening with a big group of friends.
Oh,
So
touche,
I
touche.
I don't really know what you're talking about here.
Oh
Uh-huh.
my gosh, touche. That was good. What a
Yeah,
segue.
tell me about that, Sarah.
Well, okay. I am gonna be really excited to talk about this. But it would have been so much better if you were there. Um, but you weren't because you live in North Carolina. However, so we did our Christmas party. This was okay. So this was the first in-person thing I ever did. And I got like a little spark, and I wanted to do a meetup Christmas party with some autism moms and Tisha Trapp, who has collaborated with me on jewelry. She hosted it with me. So we did that back in December. And that was like how this group kind of formed. And it was like 50 moms. It was amazing. And then we did something in January, and then we did something in February, and then we just kind of paused. Um, and that's all my fault because I just been crazy busy all over the place. There was a lot of traveling we did together, you and I, like 3 months in a row. So anyway, I was like, let's do something super casual and just like meet up and hang out. And because the hard part about a lot of these things is like event planning is not my forte. Getting things like reserved or whatever supplies, like I'd rather just go somewhere and everyone have a good time, no pressure on anyone and myself to like set up anything
Yeah.
because it just makes it hard, I think. So anyway, I found this place that has like really fun events, and on Friday night they had Friends, the TV show, trivia night. I was like, "Yes, this is totally up my alley." I feel like even if
Yeah.
no one watches Friends, we're going to have a great time. And we did. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. And it was very much needed at that time. I had kind of like a rocky Friday evening. Um, Rob broke another phone, but it's
Mhm.
like, when you have to be numb to things to like not let it get you in a funk, you just
Mhm.
have to move on. You don't want to talk about it. You just like, okay, it broke. Let's get
It
another one and then move on. Like
yeah.
that's
It
how.
is what it is, and
Uh-huh.
let's pivot.
Pivot. Exactly. Exactly.
Friends reference there.
I wanted that to be our team name, but someone had written down peace, love, autism. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, that's fun. But we definitely
Yeah.
all know how to pivot, us autism
Yes.
moms.
So how many people came?
I think it was like 12. It was a really nice group. So we all got to just like chat and hang out. And they have another event next month, and it's like a Taylor Swift DJ dance party, and it's going to be huge. I looked at the seat map, and you have to like reserve your spots and everything. And I feel like it's going to be a good time.
Oh my gosh. If I was not in St. John, I would be coming
I
because
know.
a Taylor Swift dance party with some autism moms, because autism moms, we have fun.
Oh,
We
we
let
had so much
loose
fun. We had so,
because every time
yes.
we've all gotten together, I don't know if it's just like the common denominator, like you
Hmm.
just feel comfortable, or maybe you just need an outlet. But we've always, not just even you and I, like just all moms that we've ever, met and hung out with, we always seem to have a good time.
There's never been a time where I was like, oh, this was boring or whatever. It's always like everyone's ready to get out of the house and to be with people who get it.
Yeah.
Like we need each other.
Hmm.
So I don't
So
know.
I'm going to ask you this because I know a lot of people always ask us, How did you really get I mean, I know the events that you've done in the past, but how would you say was, your first step in getting the moms meetup started?
Well, for me, I already kind of had a little bit of a following, so it was a little bit easier. I
Mhm.
know we get questions a lot of moms who really don't have a social media presence, like they're on it, but they can't really rely on that to just like garner interest.
Yeah.
So I feel like my number one tip is go infiltrate like your neighborhood Facebook groups. Like go like we have a neighborhood Facebook page. It has like thousands of people because we're in a master plan community. But you could also go if you're like in a smaller neighborhood, but you're in a big township or city or whatever. Go to that group page or like a parenting page. There's a lot of like moms pages and just ask, are there any autism moms on here that would be interested in like meeting up and having a night out? And I always suggest do not schedule play dates first because you're not going to be able to pay attention and get to know the other
You can't
mom
talk.
or moms. You cannot. I mean, at least I can't. I
No. No. Nothing, no. Nope,
you
we
can't.
can't talk. And, I was laughing when you said infiltrate. You sounded so aggressive. Here comes the
It is.
autism moms into the group chat. The
Well, that's
autism
like
mom has
that's
entered the chat.
bring that energy because it's like desperate. We need. Listen, we're looking for members. We're looking
Yeah.
for members of the next autism mom wine night. I don't know.
I think that is the best way though too, to
Yeah.
really because a lot of those moms that are on those groups, are looking for other people or might know someone that is an
Hmm.
autism mom that they can say, "Hey, I saw this in a group," and then take it from there. Another suggestion that I have that I've done in the past is, um, Channing's therapy centers. I've asked if they would send out a flyer or send out a letter or
Yeah.
ask other moms, because, sometimes people aren't on Facebook and social media and,
Yeah.
um or don't wanna be out there with their story they haven't, decided to share yet, which is
Yeah.
totally, fine too.
Yeah.
So, just asking your therapy center to even ask other parents and,
That's nice
there's
that your therapy center allowed that. I asked mine and they were like, "Well, we can't, but you can like sit and wait for and like in the parking lot." And I was like, "What?" Like,
yeah, they
like no,
wouldn't
I don't have
let
time for that.
me yeah, they wouldn't give me, like, a list of names or anything, but they would let me put my name out there and tell other parents, like, but in the
Yeah.
form of a letter or a flyer, and
Yeah.
basically, I just put my name on there and was like, "Hey, if you wanna hang out, you wanna, get together, here's my info." Um, so, yeah,
I
I
love
mean
that. That's a great idea. I know our friend Elena,
mhm,
um, she was saying how she met, I think, a mom like in the waiting room,
yes.
like in the lobby, the waiting
I
area.
always tried to meet them in the waiting room and, like, in the parking lot, but they always looked at me like I was psychotic. Like, I'm chasing them down like, "Uh, you wanna hang out?" And they're like, "No, not
No,
with
I do
you,
not.
creep."
If only they knew what they missed out on.
I know, I'm
If
like, "I
only
swear
they
I'm a good
knew.
time."
You really
But
are. We're a fun time. And yeah. So I don't know. That's my biggest tip is aggressively infiltrate Facebook groups or be the weirdo waiting in the parking lot at the therapy center.
yeah, and really, it's not about quantity. You don't need a
Mm-mm.
ton of them. Like, your
No.
group of 12 is perfect.
Oh,
Um,
we all kept
and
saying that.
yes, that was how many we had at my first one at a brewery. We had about 12 come, and
Yes.
it was the perfect number because you kinda have, like, even, 6 and 6 and,
Mm-hmm.
but, and then it's also not too big for you to not be at the same table kind of thing.
Yeah.
But even if you've got 2, 3,
Yeah.
like,
Mm-hmm.
it it
Mm-hmm.
will grow into more, or
Yeah.
2 or 3 is all you need, like
But so it was really nice because I felt like I could sit in one spot and really enjoy the night too and hang out with
Yeah.
everyone. When is your next meetup? Are you doing one soon, or are you going to wait till after summer? Because I know you're
Um,
about to travel a whole lot.
yeah, don't ask me that. I don't have one. I will get one on the books ASAP. We did just do a really fun art one with a local artist.
Yes.
And we did these paintings with like mixed media, and that was really neat because it's always nice to do something too that there's a distraction, like so
Yeah.
doing something with your hands, or y'all had trivia, so there's just not
Mhm.
that pressure on the
I
group.
love, or what do I call it? Organized fun.
Yes, yeah. So I don't have one. I don't have any organized fun set up right now, but I will get on it because you just love to add things to my list.
I know.
But it's okay. I keep a nice long list going.
Well,
But I was gonna ask you too. You haven't told us how y'all did at trivia.
listen, we
Did you
did
make us
really
proud?
good. Yeah, okay, can you tell I'm a little pissed about it because, well, there were a
You
lot
salty.
of groups. There were a lot of groups. This place was crowded. It was sold out. It was sold out. They said people tried to call that day to get a table and it was sold out. So like people came to play or not to play, whatever you want to,
I
however you
came to
want.
win.
They came to win, play and win. And so did we. We only got 3 questions wrong and we are in 7th place.
Wow.
You want to know the question that I am most proud of that I answered for the group? Because I probably only answered one because I was too busy yabbing, when I get to yabbing and they're asking questions on the mic and I'm like, okay, so tell me like, okay, what is that therapy center like? But okay, so one of the last questions was finish the lyrics from Phoebe's song. And so they
Smelly cat.
no, that was
Not
that was one of the questions. But I want to see if you can finish it.
okay.
Okay. New York City has no power and the milk is getting sour. But to me it is not scary. Finish the
I don't
lyric.
I don't know. Something about Harry.
No, you know what I did? I was so proud of myself because no one could answer it. They were all looking around and I was like, wait a second, I know this. I know this because I used to like sing it when I was younger watching.
Mhm.
And so I closed my ears and everyone was like laughing. And I was like, shh. And I started this and I got the melody. So I was like, oh wait, okay, here. New York City has no power. And I was like, oh, what is it? And the milk is getting sour. I was like, I'm almost there. But to me it is not scary. And I was like, I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out. And then finally I was like, I can't, I'm sorry, guys. And I was like, wait, I know this. And I closed my ears again. I was like, cause I stay away from dairy. And everyone was like, oh, oh, you got it.
Yes.
So I was like jumping up and down. And then the team next to us thought we were cheating. So I was going like this to them. I was like, you know,
Yeah.
and they were laughing. They were they were cutting it up with us. I thought they were going to be a problem at one point. I thought they were like really going to try to fight us or something. And then they got really nice and started like taking our pictures for us. But I thought that we were going to at least get into the top 3 with that beautiful question I answered.
Yeah,
7th
that's a
place.
good one because I could not think of that. And I definitely can't think of stuff on the spot. So, ooh, I'm not very good at trivia.
I want to, when you come into town finally, we got to sync it up to where there's another kind of fun night like this out and invite you out with the moms because it was so much fun.
Yeah. Well,
And you would be good at trivia. And if you're not good at trivia, you just hang out and
yeah. I'm
set
normally
it
I,
up.
I was about to say I don't want you to be disappointed when I don't bring much to the table, but well, I can't. Maybe I don't know. I don't feel like I have very many talents, especially when it comes to trivia. But I can do like song lyrics, but obviously not Phoebe song lyrics. So,
I was gonna say,
uh,
can you? But
I
you
know.
were. I don't. Listen, I used to not have expectations for you because of the way you talk about yourself. You're like, I don't bring much to the table. And I'm like, what? Okay, like that's fine. I don't need like a show off friend. Like I'll be the talent in this.
You're like, this girl's gonna suck.
And then after doing things with Lauren, I'm like, wait a second. Like she definitely undersells what she could do. And then I find out she was a valedictorian of her class. I was like, oh, okay, here we go.
I'd just like for you to be pleasantly surprised.
I
I
appreciated
I
that.
I don't want to, give you any sort of false hope. So, it'll be like, "Oh, that."
And here's the thing, Lauren planning an event or executing an event. Planning is one thing. Executing the event on the day of or the day before, it's like nothing I've ever seen. Like I want Lauren to I want her to be in charge anytime I have it, because she is very much organized. She knows exactly what she's doing. So
Mm.
I always have great expectations for you. So
Well,
you would be great at trivia.
I was gonna say that my new superhero name could be the executioner, but it's like, maybe not.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the executor. I don't know.
Executor.
I don't
Ugh,
know.
ugh, I hate the word cooter. Cooter. Ugh, cooter. That's such a gross one. I know, and then you just,
I
like,
got
can't
tears.
stop saying it.
Tears
Cooter.
in my eye. Johnny, who does my shirts and everything, his dog was named Cooter. And I felt really bad. Johnny, if you're listening, I love you. But I felt really bad because I was asking for the Wi-Fi password a while back, and he was
Oh
like,
god, was it cooter?
and it was Cooter, and I was like, what kind
Can you
of
spell
place are
that
you
for me?
running? Well, I said, Johnny, what kind of place are you running around here? He goes, no, that was my dog's name. I was like, oh God, okay. I swear, this is a true story. True story.
Did you say, "Can you use that in a sentence for me?"
Yes. Can I felt bad. And
COO.
he was like, that was my dog's name. He passed away. And then I felt even worse. I was like, oh God, rest in peace, Cooter.
R.I.P. Coot. R.I.P.
Oh,
Coot Coot.
all
Oh
right.
god.
Anyway,
Alright.
so what else has been happening? Have you just done anything? I feel like this is a nice, fun, light episode, but
It is. It's fun to just, like, talk about things
I
rather
know.
than, like, so much heavy. Um, so I did this. I don't know what made me think about this, but maybe it was cooter and bathroom, and then I was in a bathroom. I don't know. But so the other day, I was in the bathroom
Story
at,
time.
yeah, a little story time. You already know this story.
I feel
All
like
I
I
have to
know
say
it.
is bathroom, and you already
Yeah.
know it. But I'll tell you so that because we didn't actually get to talk about it. I
We
just
didn't get
texted
to
it to you,
Yeah, we didn't get to actually break this down and go
unpack
into
it.
it. Mhm.
So I was in the bathroom, and the women's restroom is just a place of all conversations,
Everything.
and especially when like alcohol is involved,
Mhm.
you just check.
Mhm.
Well,
Mhm.
there was a group of girls talking, and they're my age, so I guess I should say women, and they were talking about their neighborhood. So I was putting it all, because I'm eavesdropping, obviously, while I'm sitting in the stall, because they were talking so loud. So it was almost like they
Yeah.
wanted me to listen.
Oh, I
So,
would be I love a eavesdrop. I'm like, "Ooh,
yeah,
what's happening?"
like, and
Mm.
so they were talking about their neighborhood and, the people that live in their neighborhood. And they mentioned this family, and they said, and they said their names. They were like, that lived down the street. And one of the girls was like, yeah, they are so weird.
Mm.
And the one girl said, yeah, like, they never come out and do anything with everyone. They never come to any of the neighborhood gatherings, and they've got small kids, and why don't they wanna hang out with everybody? Like, it's so weird. They just stay at their house and mind their own business and keep to themselves, and, we always invite them, and they never come, and, like, it's just so weird, and they kept saying, "Weird." It's just so
Mm,
weird. Like, why are
yeah.
they and they even said, I find it so rude that they are so to themselves.
Mm,
And I so badly wanted to say something, but it wasn't my conversation. Like
mhm,
they were making me a part of it basically by how loud they were
mhm.
talking, but I didn't know them. They weren't speaking directly to me. So I did not insert myself, but I wanted to say, and just for anyone out there who might have ever had these thoughts about someone, maybe they have a child with special needs. Maybe
Mhm,
they have, anxiety as a family of going out and doing things.
mhm,
Maybe don't automatically think the worst and think they're weird and that they're being rude by not
mhm.
coming to things because that might not be the case, and
Mhm.
I don't know this family, but the stuff that they were saying, like, they
Sounds
didn't
like
come
me.
to the Yes, I was like,
I'm like,
"Hi,
if I
I'm that neighbor."
yeah, maybe they were talking about you.
Yeah,
I swear,
exactly.
if I was in the bathroom, I'd be like, "Excuse me, do you live at, in this neighborhood?" Because I'm that person.
Yes, and, I mean, and it hurt my heart for that family
Yeah.
because I was thinking, here these people are talking bad about them in the bathroom, and they
Mhm.
don't know their situation at all, and and maybe the family is weird, like, maybe they yeah, I don't know,
We're
but
all a little
I'm
weird,
weird,
right? I was
so
gonna
who
say.
cares? And, maybe they don't like these girls because they gossip, I don't know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, you
how
had
about
said
that?
at one how about that? You were saying like, how about maybe they don't like you and they don't want to be
Yeah.
around you? And I was like,
Yeah.
exactly.
But then it made me think, like, is that what people think about our family? And is
Mhm,
that what, my neighbors think sometimes? And I'm always trying to wave and be nice, but at the same time, like, and I know my neighbors don't think that because a lot of
mhm.
them have, you know, I've, we've followed each other on Instagram and Facebook and stuff. So I'm sure
Yeah.
that they've, understand my story a little bit more. But this family, you know, I almost wanted to say, "Why don't you go and knock on their door, just one of y'all, and
Mhm,
just if maybe just get to know them."
mhm.
Maybe that, I don't know. It just really bugged me that they automatically just thought they were weird and rude because they didn't
Yeah.
come and do things, and that
It just
probably is
it just
not even the case at all.
exactly. Maybe I bet they want to go out and do it. I mean, I don't know. I'm just thinking about myself here. And you know what's interesting is I I really don't think that people understand what we go through until you go through it. And a lot of people never will because we have said before, do you remember how like judgmental we were before we were on this parenting journey and before we totally just like unlearned so many things about life in general because of the wonderful gift our kids have given us of opening up our minds and our thoughts and just everything. And a lot of people won't get that opportunity as hard as gosh, parenting is. Um it's been such a blessing for Rob to just introduce me to a better version of myself.
Yeah, I'm not
And
so quick to think the worst. I
yeah.
normally think, you know, I try to see the good or think about, what else might be going on.
What is something else that I feel like I don't know, this has me thinking about other things, like, what are some things that people have said that on the topic of autism? Because I just had one come to
Well,
mind, and I was like, well, I feel like there's so many things that are said or whatever that are just, annoying. I mean, we can be a little annoyed right now, can't we? I
yeah,
mean, right?
yeah. Um, I mean, the obvious ones, like he doesn't look autistic
Mhm.
or, you know, but I have family that by the time they were, um, 6 or 7, they were talking, so just give it time, it'll come.
Mm. Mhm.
Channing turns 8, on Sunday, so I don't
Mhm.
really wanna hear that. Um,
Mhm.
then recently, this past week, I posted that Welcome to Holland reel, and
Mhm.
which is a beautiful poem that I know some people don't agree with, and that is totally fine. Not everyone has to agree with it. I have found it very helpful and will always go back to it when I need a reminder of the
Mhm.
beauty that is, our life.
Mhm.
And I was trying to explain that, and somebody was saying, it's not effing Holland, it's effing Florida, and it's hot here, and it sucks, and it's not beautiful. And and
Mm.
I totally I understand that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I know it is not always beautiful, it's not always easy, but
Mhm.
for me, for my mental health, I have to
Yes.
try and see the good, see the
Mhm.
beauty, see, you know, all of the things we are doing and can do, because if I focus on all that negative, oh my
Mhm.
gosh, it makes me miserable, and I
Yeah.
used to focus on the negative a lot,
Yeah.
and I had to pull myself out of that place, and I still sometimes will go, back to that place, and that's okay too,
Mhm.
but I just don't think you should try to force your negative thoughts on someone and,
Yeah.
like, be mad at them for trying to see the beauty of a situation that isn't always beautiful, but at least trying to see beauty in it.
Yeah. And a lot of us, like, I don't know. Yeah, sometimes I am in Florida, okay? Like, we get it, but I'm not m I don't wanna talk about that most of the time. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wanna, because it's not fair to Rob.
That's what
I
I imagine if Channing were to go back and
Yeah.
watch the videos that I post, I want him to
Yeah.
know that he was never a burden. He didn't make mommy sad all the time. Like, mommy thought he
Yeah.
was beautiful and thinks he is beautiful, and
Mhm.
mommy is so proud of him. Like,
And
that's what I want. And
we're better because of them. And you know
yeah.
what? The Dutch people, we're pretty great.
You're a
I
quarter Dutch?
I'm a quarter Dutch, Bronco's half Dutch, and his dad was full Dutch, full send.
Well,
So,
I think
Holland's pretty
Holland
great.
is pretty great, and no, it's not what I was expecting, but I don't think that anyone I feel like I can't win either way. If I'm
No.
positive about it, it's you're trying to glorify and romanticize autism. If I'm negative
Mhm,
about it, you're depressing, I don't want to follow you because you're making me sad. I
mhm. No, you can't
I
win.
I don't know what to
You
do.
No,
So,
you
I'm
can't
just
win.
gonna do me, and for me, finding the positivity is gonna be the way I go, always.
We were talking about this. If we invite you into our Instagram home or whatever platform, and if you don't like the decor, if you don't like the meal I'm serving, you can show yourself out quietly. You don't have to burn the house down on your way out. And I just
Yeah.
think so many people don't realize that. And it doesn't matter what good you're trying to do, someone is going to pick it apart and make something wrong with it.
Yeah,
So,
and for me, I wanted to tell that mom, I'm trying to change the world slowly for your child. Like, I wanted
Mhm.
to say, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying
Yeah.
to make it not so hard and so sad and so, but no, just the negativity, it's like,
Mhm. No.
I don't know.
It's not cool.
It's
It's
no.
not cool.
And there's so much more positive out there, but the negative is so much louder that it's like
Mhm.
you don't want it to drown out the positive because it
Yeah.
shouldn't, but it's still it, like, stings more.
It stings. It's always gonna and I don't care who you are. I mean, I don't wanna be so hardened to where those things don't bother me anymore. Because I know some people are like, "Oh, nothing bothers me," and I'm like, "Wow, I don't wanna be that hardened." Like, I want
Yeah,
to still feel and try to understand others, and it's
yeah,
just sad that people try to break people down because there's been plenty of times where I'm like, "Oh, I don't know if I wanna, like, share anymore because of
yeah.
1 or 2 people," and then
Well,
I kind of
sometimes
get over it.
yeah. Well, those comments sometimes are so harsh, like the one that I got, I don't even remember when it was, but I had one that said, "That's what you get for drinking during your pregnancy." And I'm
Oh,
like,
Jesus.
"Okay, first of all, I didn't drink during my pregnancy, but also, fuck you." Like, that is
Yeah.
such a terrible thing to say.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
why?
Yeah.
And, I mean, I don't normally respond to,
You're
anything
very
that
non-confrontational. You're really good at not
yeah,
pi like, they start the fight, you're good at not throwing a punch to, like, keep it going.
yeah, because
Or
I
you
know
know,
that well,
it's not
there's
worth it.
just no, and you can't fix stupid. Y
Yeah, 'cause people have some wild fire hate in their heart that
yeah,
I am not responsible for giving you or trying to give you water to put that hate out. Like,
I know.
that is not my responsibility. You are not my burden. Not
Yeah.
my horse, not my rodeo, right? That is that
It's
if
not my
we're
monkeys, not my circus, but
yes,
we're in
but
the
in this
rodeo. We in the
we
rodeo, so I
in
am
the rodeo.
picking up what you putting down, girl. I'm picking it up. I got it. Yes. Boom.
Yeah. Boom. One thing that gets me
Yeah.
annoyed too is when I'm trying to like just explain something that's going on and they're like, "Oh, all little boys do that. All little boys do that." And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, okay." I shut down. I shut down.
Yeah. Because it makes you
Well,
feel like, it's not validated what you were saying.
yeah,
It's just like
very
you're
dismissive.
being yeah, you're being too picky or something. Well, remember the one that somebody posted to me that was like, "Bro is so sped," which special
Oh,
ed, I guess that's like
yeah.
a term for I don't know,
Mhm.
so sped he can't even, um, ask for fries on his own, he's gotta use a device, and I was like, "What? You literally
Ugh.
typed that whole sentence on a device."
On a device. What a
I'm like,
loser. What a
"Bro."
loser, bro. God. Maybe you need a device to get a better vocabulary, bro.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, the troll comments are awful. They're so bad.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, I remember one that I got at a doctor's office. It was, "Can you calm him down?"
oh yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
okay.
Oh, sure.
"Can you
Sure. I'll
kiss
do.
my ass?"
Oh, here's what it was I was trying to think about. And I don't know how it like slipped my mind because it happens all the time. When do you think he'll stop eloping? When do you think XYZ? When do you think will that go away with age, right?
Yeah.
uh, and you know what I always like I hate having to explain him in front of him to other people.
Me
So
too. I
I'm
hate
like,
that.
don't ask me those questions in front of him, please.
Mhm.
Like And I don't think people realize it. And then I don't know, people are always so well-meaning asking questions, but sometimes it could just make it even worse.
Yeah, I totally just agree. It's just annoying sometimes the things that people say, and a lot of times they are meaning well, but
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's the
know.
thing is a lot of times they are meaning well, but this is our safe space to vent because it can be hard. It can be
Yeah,
hard. So,
yeah,
speaking of safe space to vent, this is our
yeah.
last episode for season 1. I can't believe we made it, by the way.
I'm surprised we made it, to be honest. What is your peak and your pit of the season?
Ooh, the peak and the pit. The peak is that I found a way to talk to you for at least an hour on FaceTime once a week. That's the peak. That's the
Wow.
peak, honestly, because we did this for us, you know.
Mhm.
I don't know. We did this because we have been having all these conversations for the last couple years, and we wanted other people to know they weren't alone if they were, I don't know, just feeling the way we feel about certain things, if they just needed a laugh. And so this was a fun passion project that we just put out there and we finally got to do something together, like on a consistent basis. And so that
Yeah.
to me was the peak. The pit is all of our Wi-Fi and those issues because that was the only that was the only hard part I think for me.
Yeah. Last episode for me. But,
Well,
okay, the peak for me has been probably just, like, being able I don't talk about a lot of I, like, normally write about it.
mhm.
So, for me, talking through some of these things and, just having conversations that I hadn't had before has been, fun and, like, a growth thing for me. And the pit is finding out how truly annoying I am.
No.
Because I go back and I've listened and I'm like, "Wow,
Yeah,
how do I have friends? What
no,
is wrong with my voice? Why do I say like so much?
that was
How
what I was
many
gonna
times can I say in an
Yep.
episode? How many I drive myself crazy, and it was very eye-opening.
Wait,
Mm.
I'm changing, that is my pit too. It was so eye-opening how many times I say, um, I feel
I feel
like, I
like, like, like,
think,
like,
you
like, I
know.
think that, like, I say like so many times that, like, you could actually, like, do a drinking game and be, like, really drunk by the end of, like, the full episode.
We should do that. We should do that. I mean, an hour-long drinking game could be
Then I'd
bad.
have to
Maybe we could just
listen
do
to myself,
the first
and I
10 minutes, the first 5
ugh,
minutes.
I can't
No,
stand
but
it.
no, I love your peak, but I love your pit too because it's my pit.
This is my pit, not your pit. I'm just
No,
kidding.
I'm jumping in that pit with you.
Come into the pit because it is sad down here,
Don't
and
have any plans either to, like, work on this before season 2. By the way, people, there's
we
this
don't
thing
have
that
any plans to change.
No. Someone told me about this thing I could go to called Toastmasters, and it's like a group that you go to basically learn how to public speak, and they will tell you how many times you've said, or
Oh
whatever.
god, I don't need that. I don't need
I
that
don't
kind of
need
negativity in my life.
me neither. I don't need that mirror, okay? No,
This
thank
is
you.
this is enough. I'm really gonna try to work on things and hopefully come back stronger, better in season 2, but I make no promises,
Me
and
neither.
I am who I am.
I kinda love that we are who we are. And I
But season 2 we're gonna have some fun guests,
Yes.
and, you won't have to just listen to the 2 of us banter. Well,
I'm excited because in order to have guests, Lauren and I have to now plan ahead. So
great.
that is what our little break.
Mhm.
We're gonna like get some things, try to get some things scheduled, and pray to the podcast gods that there's no connectivity issues when we get
Oh
this
gosh.
guest. But can we just
Yeah.
say the first one's gonna be Rob, the autism dad,
Yeah. He's
because this is where we all started.
the
Our
first
first
ever
podcast.
podcast we both did, and we did it together, and it was Rob, the autism dad, and he has been, always a mentor and also just an encouraging voice always.
Yes.
And he has
Yes.
amazing insight.
He really does. And I love so much of what he says. And there's some interesting layers to him sharing as a dad versus us sharing as a mom that I want him to talk about that he kind of touched on a while back, and I thought, "Oh, that's so interesting." I didn't even like I know it. Like I know what he's saying, but I never really stopped and thought about it. So I want to break that down when we get to talk to him. But
Yeah.
that's it for season 1. We should have
Yes.
got a bottle of champagne or something, but it's
I know.
definitely like 10 o'clock in the morning my time.
I have a Diet Dr. Pepper, and
I
we can
have a
cheers.
last sip of my coffee. Love you.
Cheers. Love
Cheers.
you.
Okay. See y'all in a couple months, probably when school starts, right?
Yes, for sure. The summer is chaotic. So
Okay.
school starts, and we will be back with our second rodeo. I'm just kidding.
Ooh.
No, we gotta change the signs. Uh, Bye, guys.
Bye.